You are listening to Little River Radio, the official podcast for Little River Physical Therapy. On this podcast, we'll explore topics related to health, wellness, and injury prevention. I'm your host, Roxanne Darby. Keep in mind that every body is unique, and therefore the best approach to health for you needs to be individualized to you. Work at your own pace and mind your own body. The advice shared in this podcast is general wellness information and should not be considered a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. If you are seeking medical treatment or advice, please talk to your health provider and be sure to consult with your doctor before implementing any lifestyle changes. In today's episode, we will talk about running. Whether you have never run before or are a marathoner, there should be a little something here for you. You could even listen to this podcast while going on a run. Marathon training. Less is more. It used to be assumed that when training for a marathon, your goal should be to run as much as possible. However, the latest research shows that less frequent runs with adequate rest yield better results. In 2003, Dr. Ray Moss and exercise specialist Mickey McCauley established the Furman Institute of Running and Scientific Training, which found that the optimal way to train for a marathon is to run only 3 times per week with cross-training in between. For 70% of the people they studied, this technique improved their marathon time, and overall they had substantially fewer injuries. Not only should you not run every day, but most of your runs shouldn't be at or near your top speed. Dr. Steven Seiler of the University of Agder, Norway, one of the leading exercise physiologists, recommends the 80-20 rule for running. 80% of your runs should be at an easy pace for you, and only 20% of your runs should be pushing your speed limits. It's very important not to overtrain when training for a marathon. Overtraining can lead to cumulative fatigue in daily life, performance impairment in runs, and hormonal imbalances. Ask your PT. Running. As the weather turns cool, this time of year is the best time to start running. When you first start, a big part of it is getting your body mentally and physically used to running, and soon it will feel natural and your body will crave it. This applies to walkers as well. However, pushing too far too fast will get you discouraged. I recommend the less is more approach. The biggest cause of injury for runners is increasing mileage too rapidly. In order to not injure yourself running, you should incorporate cross-training and strengthening into your routine. Also, pay attention to your body. Strengthen what is weak and stretch what is tight. Running is great for both your physical and mental health. I feel like I have my best ideas when I go for a run. I recommend that you set a running or walking goal for yourself this fall, such as running a 5K. Couch to 5K. The Couch to 5K is a 9-week training plan that builds up to running a 5K. It was created by runner Josh Clark, who wanted to help his 50-year-old mother get off the couch. The plan includes 3 runs a week throughout a 9-week schedule, with the runs gradually increasing in difficulty. The first run starts at only 1 minute long, and by the end, you should easily be able to run a 5K. If you are unable to run, you can also follow the Couch to 5K training by walking instead of running. To get the full training plan, download NHS Couch to 5K app for free in your app store. Visualizations while running. We are running a 5K. I've started out confidently, the music drumming through my earbuds, shuttling me through the trees at a pace rapid enough that it seems as if the trees are shuffling past me. Gramiel would say I'm like Speedy Gonzales. Who is Speedy Gonzales anyway? Isn't he a cartoon mouse? I look over at my mom running beside me. She hasn't even broken a sweat and glances over at me casually, ready for a chat. Impressively, she doesn't even need headphones to run. I open my mouth to talk to her and realize I'm already getting out of breath. An old man with crunched over posture zooms past us. I realize we aren't actually going fast, but we must have been running for at least half an hour already. I check the time on my phone. It's been 2.5 minutes. Another, even older man whizzes past us. I imagine that he has glanced back with a judgmental look of, I hope that's your warm-up speed. But I don't think he did. I bet we can go faster. I bet we can go faster, I say to my mom. Okay, you can set the pace, she says. Okay, I can set the pace. And zoom! I'm 3 or 4 steps in and I'm already feeling a little wobbly. I think I'm going too fast. I look over at my mom, who's gliding along like a swan on a lake. This is a good pace. I like it, she says. Me too. My feet plod into the ground like giant bricks. Time slows down to a slog and I feel like I'm wading through mud. Oh my God, are we almost done with this damn thing? As I feel the salty sweat drip into my eyes, I check my phone to see the time. It's been 4 minutes. How's it going, Roxy? My mom asks. I'm too out of breath to say anything, so I smile at her and give her a wobbly thumbs up. Then we start to go uphill. My ankles didn't know where to be, and my knees and elbows kept flinging sideways. I had only run on flat ground before, and the mountainous terrain of the slightly uphill path towered before me, seemingly expanding upward every time I blinked. I've never run uphill before. This is really hard. Mom tried to hide her subtle giggle. Yeah, I don't think you need to be moving your elbows so much, Roxy. I breathe out a big sigh and stop and stand there. I can't go any farther. I'm finished. My mom runs a few more paces in front of me, and then, once she notices I've stopped, turns around. Do you need to take a little break? She asks gently. Yeah, sorry. I know I'm slowing you down. It's okay. Let me help you and talk you through it. Okay. First, maybe take your headphones out. I think it's too much distraction. I want you to just focus on your breath. I waited a couple seconds till I got my breath and then started running at a slower, gentler pace. Just listen to the sound of your breath. In and out. In and out. In and out. You don't need to worry about running at a fast pace. Your body already knows the pace that is right for you. Just focus on your breath and you'll know. Listen to the sound of your feet at a nice and steady pace, and the sound of your breath at a nice and steady pace. Now drop your arms. You don't need to be sticking your arms out like that. In fact, you don't really need your arms at all. Drop them loose like noodles and let them hang by your sides. Just let them completely loose and only focus on the sound of your steps and the sound of your breath. Good. Now that you're in a good pace, we can fix your feet. You need to feel the motion through your feet and not just have them drop down. You know how when a monkey climbs a tree, they curl their toes and grip them around the tree? I want you to try that and try gripping onto the ground with every step before you launch. Grip your monkey feet into the ground and then push off. You should be completely in tune with every sensation you feel in your feet. The path started to get steep again, and I tensed my shoulders in nervous anticipation. Now it's getting steep again, but don't worry, you can keep the same pace going uphill. I want you to visualize that you are a horse going uphill. Think of Leo the horse. When he goes up, he doesn't worry about how fast he is going. He just pushes his head down and goes up. Clop, clop, clop. Or maybe he does worry about it, but it doesn't seem like he does. Just imagine the sound of a horse trotting, and then imagine that you are that horse, just trotting along at a steady pace. I gently but surely trotted up the hill without pausing. It wasn't so difficult after all. Instead of the trees whizzing by me and focusing on the other people around me or the music, I focused in on the rhythm of my breath and my feet, and just kept going, step after step after step after step. Dr. Fisher recommends using visualizations to help you find pacing, calmness, and form within your runs. During the dark days of the peak of the pandemic, Dr. Fisher found a sense of peace by visualizing herself as an orca on her long runs. Once they reach menopause, female orca whales become the leaders of their pod, guiding everyone through the depths of the dark ocean. Biologists studying whales theorize that the purpose of menopause is for the older female orcas to be able to use their wisdom and geographical knowledge for the benefit of the entire group without the pressure of raising young offspring. Dr. Fisher found peace in the dark oceans of the pandemic as her 4 daughters entered adulthood, in knowing that she too, like the orca, could find her peace and wisdom swimming through the depths, or in her case, running. Another visualization that Dr. Fisher has used during her runs is imagining that she is in a Tom Cruise movie. Here's an article that she wrote a couple of summers ago about her Tom Cruise summer. My Tom Cruise summer. I wrote the following last summer, shortly after watching the new Top Gun movie. It is about a newfound love of running I discovered during the pandemic. As a physical therapist, part of my mission is to help people re-experience their passions, whether that be golf, yoga, traveling, or something else. I've decided this summer I'm Tom Cruising it. Let me explain. I've decided I no longer identify as a woman of a certain age, weight, and dumpy build. Rather, I identify as my 35-year-old self, not my real age. In order to flourish fully lived in that experience, I've decided to end my relationship with the bathroom scale. It is not a healthy relationship. No matter how much I exercise, no matter how healthy I eat, the numbers on the scale do not change. This is simply not right. So I have decided I will simply choose to live in the body I had 20 years ago. I did not appreciate the body I had. In fact, most certainly abused it. So I am claiming it back, and this time I will take much better care of it. Tom Cruise is roughly my age and clearly delusional in some lovely aspects. But I have to say, I loved Top Gun last summer. And pretty much everyone agrees he actually looked good with his shirt off at the beach, with super fit guys 20 or 30 years younger than him. Now, surely the studio could have hired a body double, and maybe they did. If so, please do not tell me. The character he played was a little pathetic for never having fully grown up, but also admirable, perhaps for the same reason. So, here's my plan for my Tom Cruise summer. I will not scoff at him for yet another Mission Impossible, and I'll give him another chance. I did really like Top Gun. I will not look at the scale. I will continue to eat food that makes me feel good, which, if I'm being honest, is healthy food. I will focus on strength training. On days that I don't run, I will do 15 minutes of weight training. I will run like I'm in a Mission Impossible movie, except for running across rooftops in Europe. In the shower, I realized I couldn't keep track of the 5 things I resolved to do, so I will just stick with these 2. An amicable divorce from the scale, and I will train like I'm in a Tom Cruise movie. By the way, while thinking about my Tom Cruise summer, I ran my best 5-mile pace ever, 9 minutes, 12 seconds. On your next run, try tapping into your imagination and visualizing yourself as an animal or a character from a movie while you run, and see where that takes you. Thank you for listening to Little River Radio. If you have questions, comments, or suggestions about this podcast, you can email us at thelittleriverpost@gmail.com. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.